everyone, so this is my debut on our channel, the Book Generator Club, and this is my segment on The Hobbit. So I'm just going to jump right into the questions because other people have discussed and summarized this book, and the questions are really the more important part, the discussion part of this video, so I'm just going to start with that right now. So I really liked this book. This is a reread for me, actually third time reread. I read this book when I was really young. The first time I was like 10 actually. Then I read it in grade 7. We read it as a class and I loved it. And then this was just a reread for me now. I absolutely love the world in The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, so it was really great to just dive back into the world from after being gone from it for so long. So that was really great, and I just overall love this book. So my favorite part of the book, and I think this has been said by some other people, was definitely when Bilbo talks to Gollum for the first time and they have kind of like a riddle contest. I have always been fascinated by riddles, and so I absolutely love that scene. As well, another scene I really liked was when Gandalf tricks the trolls into staying awake and arguing until sunrise, and then they turn to stone. I always loved that scene. I remember my dad telling me about that scene when I was really young, before I'd seen the movies or read the book. So even when I read this book for the first time, I was just anticipating that scene, and I always loved it. Gandalf is so cool. I actually don't really have a least favorite part of this book. I thought the book was very just steady throughout, there was no like, apart from those two scenes which I really liked, it wasn't like a really exciting scene and then kind of a boring scene. It wasn't kind of like that type of book. It was more just kind of steady throughout of like excitement all the way through. So no, I didn't really have a least favorite part of this book. So one thing I noticed while I was reading this book that I kind of wasn't a fan of was that sometimes Tolkien would describe things in just extreme detail, like food, or like little details, but in a lot of detail. And then other times there would be plot points that just seemed to be skimmed over really quickly. And I didn't really like that because I was like, well, I know a lot about this tiny little random detail, but I know absolutely nothing about what happened for a week. So that kind of, I found confusing and just not as interesting to read. Because I don't really want to know these tiny little details, I want to know what happens to them. Actually, I didn't find the characters that relatable. I think Bilbo is a relatable character, but I don't think like the dwarves or anyone else, I didn't think they were really relatable characters. A lot of the dwarves, and this was definitely mentioned in other videos, that there was not really a lot of detail about them. They were kind of just there and we didn't know anything about them. They weren't really that relatable. I found Bilbo to be really the only relatable character in this book. My favorite character was Gollum. Ever since I first learned about Middle-earth and this whole thing, so I saw the movies, read this book, started reading Lord of the Rings, Gollum has been my favorite character, okay? I have an obsession with Gollum, and it's also already been established that I think Gandalf is awesome, but overall, Gollum wins the title of my favorite character from not just The Hobbit, from Lord of the Rings as well. There is absolutely nothing special about this edition. This is a very old edition. It has been, we've had it forever. I think this edition is really old. It sold for $2.75, says the little label up in the corner. So you can see it's very old. I don't even know what year this was from. I think it was from 1966. This edition is from 1966. And it has been in my house for a very long time. We have just always had this sitting around. So yeah, everyone else has like really beautifully bound editions, and I'd really like to get one. But for now, I'm just going to be happy with my old edition of The Hobbit from the 60s that only cost $2.75. I wish they had kept their policy on cheap books. Really do. So that is it for my book talk on The Hobbit. Despite my apparent criticisms in this video, I actually really enjoyed this book. I just loved it. I loved it. I kind of liked the way that he talked directly to you. That's something I normally don't like in books, when the narrator of the book talks directly to the reader. I just normally don't like that, but I really enjoyed it in this book. I don't know why I enjoyed it in this book, and I normally don't. I just overall love this book, and I would recommend it. And in case you haven't seen the other videos on this channel, we are reading Eleanor and Park next month. I've already finished it. It's really good, so stay tuned for our videos on that. And also check out all the other videos, everyone else's book talks on this channel, because they're all really good, and subscribe to everyone else, all the other people in this book club, because they're all really awesome booktubers who make really great videos. So we will see you guys later with another book. See you. I am so bad at ending videos. You guys, I'm really sorry that I'm such a fail at this. I really am sorry. That is all I have to say for you today.